he said, I'm a Christian too, and I know about forgiveness. And I said to him, so you'll know that God hates hands that shed innocent blood.
So I think we can say that the MSP has got a bit more than they bargained for. So the buffer zone bill is making its way through the Scottish Parliament, which will prevent prayer vigils outside abortion clinics. It so happens that my wife, Mairi, welcome Mairi, organises the vigil in Edinburgh on behalf of 40 Days for Life. And so Mairi was invited to go into the Parliament to speak to the committee looking at this bill. And the session was in private for various reasons, but Mairi's going to tell us a little bit about it. So one of the first questions I asked you, I understand, was basically why, whether there should be buffer zones introduced at all around abortion clinics. What did you have to say to that?
I just made the point that women do change their minds and at the last minute, and also at the vigil we have the opportunity to talk to people that have been traumatised by abortion, and we're able to give them information about post-abortion recovery.
Okay. And the next question was just utterly bizarre, that they think this is an appropriate question to ask you. But they asked you whether you thought that 200 metres was big enough for a buffer zone. What did you say to that?
Oh, I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe 250, maybe 150. I don't know.
Bizarre. They asked you about the criminal offences created by the bill, in particular that the fact the bill would criminalise preventing access to abortion facilities. How do you respond to that?
I just made the point that that's never happened. No one has ever prevented access.
No, I mean, it's like a trick in the bill, isn't it? They say, we need this bill because we need to criminalise preventing access, blocking entrances. And people are reading them, yeah, we need a bill to do that. Even though it's never actually happened, it's the other parts that will actually make a difference. Now, it also, the bill refers to causing harassment. So what sort of harassment do you cause to people at these vigils?
Well, early in my statement, I made the point that we never approach anyone. We only ever talk to people that come and talk to us. But I did make the point that a lot of women will feel harassed because they are not at peace in their heart of hearts about having an abortion.
Yeah, and I'd say the same for the medical staff as well, who claim to be traumatised by these vigils. It's because they feel guilty about what they're doing. It pricks their conscience and they don't like it. And also they said about the law will criminalise influencing. So are you guilty as charged of trying to influence people at these vigils?
Yeah, I just said that I was unashamedly there to influence people away from abortion, and that I didn't think a law should ever be introduced to prevent people from influencing people away from ending the life of their child.
Now the next question was just quite remarkable. They basically asked you how long you think you ought to be locked up for doing this. So they asked you whether or not the punishments of fines and imprisonment up to 7 years was appropriate. So how long did you think you should have been sent to prison for?
Well, I answered that question with a question, and I just said, well, how long do you think I should be locked up for?
And how did the conversation progress from there?
So Ruth McGuire said, well, I'll just tell you what I think, what my personal opinion is. And she just said that she believed that women should be able to freely access healthcare. And at that point, I just talked about euphemisms. I said, healthcare is a euphemism, as is reproductive rights and all these other phrases that are used for what is actually the killing of an innocent human being. And I said, if you think that is okay, then there's something wrong with your conscience. Your consciences aren't functioning properly.
I'd imagine that's the first time that's ever been spoken in a formal meeting in the Scottish Parliament. So well done. I'll just say about Ruth McGuire's response there as well. It's classic MSP response. It's like an orthodox talking machine, just repeating the standard line. No response to what you said, just repeating the standard line. And that's all you need to do to be an MSP. It's almost in the job description. Now, at one point, Ross Greer mentioned about his Christian faith. How did that come out?
Yeah, so I'd already told my story, which involved the story of healing from abortion and God's forgiveness. And so he picked that up later on and he said, I'm a Christian too, and I know about forgiveness. And I said to him, so you'll know that God hates hands that shed innocent blood.
So I think we can say that the MSP has got a bit more than they bargained for in this committee. The truth stated a bit more, well, a lot more plainly than we've probably ever heard before, and certainly ever before in the Scottish Parliament. So congratulations, Mairi. Do you think you got through to them?
Probably not, but I don't see that as being... I don't have any control over that. All I can do is speak the truth as plainly as possible.
So what were you thinking as you went into this committee?
But we were ushered in by one of the people that had organised it, and it was all very friendly and chatty. But my feeling was really that I shouldn't let my guard down. I didn't really want to get into friendly chit-chat because I wanted to... I saw them as they're very opposed to what we do and to what we believe, and I just wanted to come in with that in mind and speak the truth into that.